Face Supreme Grandmaster Wiedenman, and bow. Face Grandmaster Fullerton, and bow. Face soon-to-be Master Santalaya, hopefully.
Yes,
Bow. Okay. And then chemo save front punch. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Hana.
Kia!
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 And then do your double punch.
Yes,
Hana.
sir. Kia!
Hana.
Kia!
Hana.
Kia!
Hana.
Kia!
Hana.
Kia!
And the triple punch. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Hana.
Kia!
Hana.
Kia!
Hana.
Kia!
Hana.
Kia!
And rest.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 180-degree turn. Okay, and step back. 50-degree black belt form. And we have to move to make adjustments because of the size, so we will. And I'm ready when you are, Mr. Fullerton. Master Fullerton. Master Fullerton. Ready? Thank you, honey. Rest.
Yes, sir. This should be going this way instead of usually most of the forms we move this way. But the back way is the one that helps.
That's tricky. That's tricky.
Yes, sir. That makes more sense of the spinning and getting at the same time.
Okay, great, great. Okay, and then shoot. Grandmaster has some points of the form that he wants you to point out to him.
Yes, sir.
As you do them, what were those key points you want him to point out, Grandmaster?
Okay, well, actually, key points and questions. Okay, looking at our history, looking at our forms, okay, Taekyon was what we have come from or evolved from.
Yes, sir.
Before it became Chang Kwan. So, watching your form, there's some kind of unusual, unique moves, okay, that appear in your form. Okay, can you name 3 of those moves? What are they? What are those moves?
They're different from every single form, sir?
All right.
Yes, sir. First of all, falling down. We don't have an any form. Kicking both, either 2 opponents and then going to the side kick. And at the same time, we roll from here, sir. Boom. And then from here, the next move will be hitting with the wrist to the temple, bringing it back with the scratch in the eye. And we do that 1, 2, 3 times. The other one, from here, we kick to the right on with the left leg. That's one of the moves that we don't have, sir.
Sure. And why do you think in Taekwondo they had to kick so low? That's maybe I didn't teach you that, or maybe I did, but
Well,
it's a very low kick, and it's very. Why do you think they had to kick?
My guess in history, since we have some of the forms, sir, Mr. Fullerton, one of the forms is touches like this in Korea. The same thing here. We have one of the statues in Korea that is doing this.
Statues, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it's Buddha or who the statue means. Is doing this, and then it's doing this.
Right, those are from the cave drawings. I remember seeing those like this.
Yes, sir.
And then
He's
the other
doing
one like
this.
that. Right, exactly.
They're some sort of guardians. They
Guardians,
they
sir.
guard the temple.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And the exact answer for that though is the reason that they kick so low is because they were loaded with all this armor.
Mm.
And so if you think about doing a jumping, spinning 360 kick with 100 pounds of armor on you, it would be a little bit difficult. So then they would try to come lower and kick to the knee.
Yes,
Cross
sir.
here, like you've got the sword coming from your kick to the knee and maybe chop with the sword.
Yeah, at the same time we have this, like I was explaining you a couple of times, since they were wearing a horse riding stance, they have to get used to the bow and arrow, so that's why they have this now, or this. You know, when we do this form, they're used to a lot of bow and arrow riding horse, so they gotta get used to that.
Okay.
Very interesting interpretation.
Yes, sir.
So then I think that's a very interesting interpretation.
We start from Chunde. We bring our feet together, toes pointing upside into a 90 degrees. We bring our fists together, and then we just chi here. We go slow, bring it to our hips. Then we step forward with the cast stance and hit the chest, open hand. Then we hit the solar plexus, and then we go double open crossbow. Then we look left, we're going to fist. We kind of chop, but it's a chi movement. Slow, the whole body needs to twist whilst keeping almost a fighting stance. Then we jump and we hit into horse riding stance. We jump again 360, we key up and we elbow. We step forward, double fist, face, groin. We step forward, front kick, do the same thing, groin, face, double fist. We step back, chop, 1, 2, then we jump. We're gonna switch stances, mountain climbing stance, and we chop in the air twice. Then we're gonna turn around all the way into a really long mountain climbing stance, open fist, strike. We bring back our right leg into a cast stance, front kick, double fist, into a blocking. We block. We fall down. We do front kick, side kick, front kick again. Then we stand up into a headbutt, elbow, and we turn around, double elbow into a horse riding stance. And from here, we're gonna kind of jump forward, front kick, then we jump back again to a side kick, then jump forward again to the south, into front kick, land into a fighting stance, open hand block. Then we jump again, switch, stance, open hand block. Then from there, we jump, 360, kick, into an open hand block, fighting stance. we step back with our left leg, and then we uppercut elbow and elbow back. Here. So it's everything at the same time, sir. Then we're gonna go to the right, and then all the way here, we're gonna face the west into another uppercut elbow, elbow to the back. Then we go and block again. We're gonna step forward into a horse riding stance. We're gonna elbow, and then we go another twist. Another 360, 180 into double elbow, sir. We end up on horse riding stance. Then we do an axe kick, step forward, jumping, axe kick, we land into horse riding stance, we elbow. We jump to the left, double back fist, then we step forward into a cast stance, we hit with the wrist to the temple, one, we step forward again, without changing stance, we scratch. From there, we use our back leg to turn around and face back into south, and then we hit groin and with the elbow, sir. Then from there, we're gonna use our left leg.
This one's a middle punch.
It's a middle punch, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then we're gonna step, and we gotta make sure we kick.
Now the point punch, right?
And then 180, side kick. Now groin punch,
There you go.
elbow. Have to move. Then from here, because you fall down, you hit your two opponents, front kick, then you move to the side, you use side kick, roll towards your left, standing up with a open hand block. Then we front kick, punch, punch. We're gonna stand up, hitting with the wrist to the temple. Then we bring it back with your right leg and scratch. We go back again, hit with the wrist to the temple. Then from here, this is the tricky part. We gotta slap the ears, bring them down at the same time. We gonna use our knee to hit the face. Boom. We step forward. We'll start open hand, but 180. End up here. Then we're gonna jump. Back fist. End up here. Then we're gonna step forward to front punch into horse riding stance. Then we block. Then we go back and then we back fist here into a horse riding stance. Now we punch, we turn stances into a mountain climbing stance, left, right punch. Then from here, we're gonna elbow back. Then we step forward into a open block and chop. Then from here, left over right. Let me just chi again, chi movement, 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5. Back, and then we go back. 3, 4, 5. And we wait for the rest.
Rest.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Okay, good job on that. So, on this, let's take that. Let me challenge you to this as part of your test.
Yes, sir.
Let's take that take-on kick that you do.
Yes, sir.
And I'd like to be your partner. I'd like to live through this and walk through this. I have to walk tomorrow. I'd like to walk to breakfast today, but I'd like you to show me that technique.
Yes, sir.
On how you would use it against me in a fighting technique. So you've got that Taiki-on kick.
So we here, if we need to stand up.
Or let's fight.
Yeah.
Be in fighting
Well,
stance. Be in fighting stance.
fighting stance.
Yeah,
So we step here, we step forward, and we hit at the knee.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it. Boom. Nothing fancy. It's just step.
Good.
Use your
good,
whole
good,
weight into that person.
Good.
That's all.
Okay, and in that technique, what do you show me in the form that technique again?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we're here, we're in a horse riding stance.
Right.
Keep balance. We step forward, and then we kick. Step back, and we use the side kick.
Good, good.
Okay.
So now let's do both. Let's do both. Okay, and you're attacking me one,
Right.
boom,
One.
boom, and I'm stepping back,
Back.
and I got boom,
Side.
and side kick here.
And then
So
we step forward again. Boom.
boom. So yeah, and the groin doesn't necessarily be to me, but you've done a good low kick to the so you've come in. You're fighting stance. You've come in here and done a good
Yes,
low
sir.
kick to the. That was Jinx. Low kick to the knee, right?
Yes, sir.
And then as you back up, I'm going to be able to step side and kick you in the chest.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's going to be that's a great that's a great technique to do nowadays.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
you know,
Very simple. Anybody can do that. The side kick, especially if you're in a fight. Just
yeah, no matter what you're
what
wearing.
you do, whatever you're wearing, just bring it up and use your whole weight into the knee.
Yeah,
That's if you miss, you have the option of the side kick.
very very good. So that's I think being able to explain that with each technique is imperative to that our students learn that. But what you've shown on the form part of the test, and then we'll get on to what Master Fullerton has planned. On that is what I wanted to show Master Fullerton, and he's seen it once yesterday, and he's seen it 3 times today. So are you satisfied with that?
Oh, absolutely. No, that was fine.
Okay, good. Okay, then Grandmaster, I'll turn this part over to you.
Okay, so I want to I just
You
said,
did such a great job of didn't you? I just hear her clicking it on and off at perfect times. I want to definitely get one picture of us all together,
right.
and then
One final question, sir, before.
Yeah, I don't think so, sir, but okay, it's you. I'm kidding.
He keeps talking.
One final question. Would you please explain the entire history of the?
Okay, so
yes, sir.
now
whatever
that
you
you're testing for your master level, what's the difference, if any, from your first, second, third? Okay, now this is at the master level. So what's a difference, if any? And if there's no difference, that's fine. That's your answer. So there's no wrong or right. Okay, but I'm just curious, kind of see what your response would be. Now you're at the master level. So how different is it at this level? And what would the difference be? It's kind of a generalized
Yes, sir.
question. If you could answer that.
My point of view is it's a paradox. For some people, it's just A and B. For me, it's like in between the journey. When I walked in 1993 for the first time as a white belt, I wasn't thinking about becoming up to here. I was thinking, I want to get my black belt. I got my black belt, got my second degree, I got my third degree, and every test was more pressure into it. More pressure builds up, and that's the whole point of becoming a master, to actually understanding pressure and living with that pressure. Like as of now, I have more pressure, and I have to be more ethical, more morally right for my students, for everybody, because I'm showing that as Chamuco, not as a style, but as a part of a family. That I have to show that I am a master, that I have ethic and moral point of views for my students.
Okay, so
It's not about I know how to kick and kick somebody's butt. That's the whole point of martial arts. But I'm a good person. I'm gonna teach you how to do everything right. Especially
so you're
as a master,
role model.
like a role model at the
You're
end.
a role model. You're representing our style.
Yes, sir. So
All
not
the
just
time.
the style, but everybody as a family. Like when you're a father of 3, you want to be that role model as well as a martial artist. I mean, martial artists, like I said, martial artist is a paradox. You learn how to kick, punch, grapple, everything, but does not make you a good martial artist. It makes you a martial artist. Chamuquan, we should be having some ethics and morals and post a good role model for everybody else.
Okay, sir.
That's the pressure we have as a 5th degree.
And then Carlos, Master to be Santolaya, what would you just tell Mr. Fullerton, Grandmaster Fullerton, from the time you entered the studio, just give me a 1 minute synopsis of how you've helped promote Chang McQuarrie.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Is that okay to ask that question? Just so sometimes he didn't get all the information, but who you helped along the way, and first of all, you started out scratch with me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I was your first teacher, and you started out scratch with me, and then what happened after that?
After that, I was awesome for a year. Then Master David Jones started teaching the boys club. Then I switched with him. Then David Jones started the YMCA. Then I started teaching at the YMCA as well in 2008. Then he left the YMCA to pursue his teaching credentials and masters as a teacher. Then I took over the YMCA. So over those years, we had countless students, like from 6 years old to 18-year-old kids. We have adult class, and before my radiation therapy, that's when I stopped, like a year before that. So we help a lot of people. Like I keep telling the parents that I'm not teaching their kids how to kick or punch or grapple. I'm teaching them to be good citizens. That's the whole point. You don't want to. I told them, I'm not here to start a fight. I'm here to end the fight. If your kids are gonna get, into a fight, that's the wrong way. We don't teach.
So let me ask you this. So you're not just teaching fighters, but you're also teaching, being a role model, etc.
Right.
You're teaching leadership.
Right, sir. Yeah,
Right.
yes, sir. Again, it depends on what type of leadership as well. To always try to do the right thing, even though nobody sees it. That's the whole point. I've been doing that since the year 2000, just right after Grandmaster unexpectedly passed away, and then David Jones took over. Then Grandmaster stood away from for the YMCA. So I learned a lot from them, and that's what we've been doing. We've been doing that for a long time, sir.
Okay. So you continued your training, and I understand Grandmaster, Master Jones moved, got a new job, etc., and then you continued training with
Grandmaster.
Okay. All right. Cool. Have any of the other black belts or quote masters visited you, trained with you, taught you?
No, sir. We just had adult class, and honestly, it's like they don't stay that long. They're busy. Some of them are busy, works. That's fine. I never tell you, you're here, you're welcome. I'm always telling them, you're welcome here, as long as you train. We do that. That's it. If I see them not training them, they should not be there. They should be at home with their family.
Who checked up on you, so to speak, to make sure that you're doing what you need to do and help you if you needed help? Or
during that time, Master Jones.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's gone.
We just give him calls. Hey, how you doing? I show him videos. This is what's going on. We go through the videos.
All right.
Yeah, and then after that, after we lost contact, and Master Wiedenman, took over.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good. As the director of the association, okay, how many times have I come down? Have I come down at all? Have I checked up on you at all?
You've been checking on a lot of times, sir. That's a good, that's a good pressure for me. Like, my way of learning is I need somebody on my back. I need somebody. I'm not a self-motivated person. I like people to, hey, you need to do this. People need to encourage me to do those things, which is, Grandmaster's right now, you help me out, you help me out showing up, that okay, I gotta wake up and do this. I have to do this. Right. If I don't have anybody, I'm not gonna wake up.
Good. So in keeping with the tradition, also in the rank, Grandmaster Wiedenman and myself as the number 2 guy, Now you're pretty much like the number 3 guy in the system, you know, becoming a master. You're one of the few guys down here, the San Pedro group, who became a master.
Yes, sir.
Okay, other than, you know, obviously Master John's, but
Right.
you know, you have now joined that rank, and now also that leadership. That's why I brought that word up. I brought that position of leadership, because you're teaching kids leadership, and I'm reinforcing what he taught me
Yes, sir.
as the 8th grade, and also Master Barnes. Obviously, because he's away, so I'm here to reinforce what he taught you. Make sure that, you know, people say, is it standardized? Yeah, that's the quality control.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I know, you know all the techniques that I know, and we just reinforce them, because over time, working out with other guys, oh, I was taught this, I was taught this, oh, okay. They don't always have the access to Grandmaster Wiedenman or to me.
Yes,
Again, people don't come, they don't show up, they don't train.
Because
That's on them.
Yeah, they don't
That's
ask.
on them.
They don't ask. They doing
Exactly.
something wild, like you're working and no, we didn't. I know you can probably say this. No,
Right.
it's just.
Yeah.
It's a very simple move. It's
Right.
nothing fancy that we do this. It's
Right.
just what Grandmaster passed on.
Right.
Block.
That's right, exactly.
Yes.
And that's my point.
Yeah.
The leadership now comes in where, no, this is how Grandmaster taught us. This is what, people always ask me, well, who did you learn from? I only, in my mind, I trained with, yes, I had Grandmaster Day One Chum.
Right.
Okay, but he was my master after I left there.
Right, sir.
And everything I know, John taught me. Everything John knows when Grandmaster Numsuk Lee came.
Yes, sir.
I trained with him on those individual sessions. Yes, we had classes where he taught
Right.
you and everybody
Yes,
else,
sir.
but when it was just me and John in that room and he closed the door, okay, I trained with him, went to the meetings with him. Only one meeting. I can't remember now what it was. Something it had to do with my family, I'm sure. That's the only reason, and that's the meeting I'm talking about when Numsuk Lee died, and then they said, okay, we're gonna divide Chang Kwan up, you know, and John went through that whole
When they
thing.
said that I couldn't be
He
Grandmaster.
couldn't be
because
Grandmaster because he wasn't
I
obviously.
wasn't.
I would have loved to have been there, because he did have someone there that supported him and represented Chang Kwan, Marty Martin. But that's the only thing. But all the other stuff, which people don't know about, the lawsuits and stuff like that we were challenged with.
Mhm.
The thing about the patch, we're going to have to get the Koreans money or percentage and all that stuff. They're not aware of that history. I know you heard about it and you're aware of it. So
It's a book in itself.
Yeah, that was a
meeting
whole-
with
whole different
James DeSalt. And,
yeah, it was a whole
yeah,
different
yeah.
history.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's why I asked that question again. It's about leadership, which turns in that leadership comes into, because now you are the role model. You are the representative of Chang Kwan. Okay, and other people are going to look at you and ask you, okay, hey, well, did you train with Numsuk Lee? What about Mr. Fulton? You know, he's here, he's with, you know, he's number 2, he's Master Wiedeman's right-hand man.
Yes, sir.
Why that happened, how that happened, and you were part of that history.
Yes, sir.
And people drop off, you know, Grandmaster Barnes moved. I mean, he's in
He
Louisiana,
provides.
but he's still in touch with us.
He's technically higher than Grandmaster Fullerton, but he serves as one of the untouchables, and he's one of the he's my counsel, and he counsels from the outside looking in, and provides a different type of counsel because he's not involved directly with the people. So he's more theorist, so it's different than being involved in the everyday activities. So it's a different type of counsel. So, honey, this part you don't need to